Have you ever said, I'm just waiting until the right time? I need to feel more ready first. I'll do it when things settle down. I know I need to change, but right now isn't the right moment. These statements sound reasonable. They sound responsible. They even sound like self-care. But sometimes they are actually the voice of comfort keeping me exactly where I am. Because comfort is not always peace. Sometimes comfort is a beautifully disguised prison. It keeps me feeling safe, but it also keeps me repeating the same pattern, living with the same limitations and holding myself back from the person I am becoming. And the hardest part, often I already know it. Deep down, I know where I am avoiding growth. I know the conversations I need to have. I know the actions I need to take. I know the change I keep postponing. But stepping into something new means stepping outside of what my nervous system already knows. And that is where the real work begins. Hi, I'm Robyn. Welcome back. And today I want to explore why comfort can keep me stuck, how my nervous system becomes attached to familiarity, and how I can use controlled discomfort as a practical tool to build confidence, resilience, and a stronger connection between my body, my emotions, my mind, and my soul. Now, comfort is not the same as safety. One of the biggest misunderstandings in personal growth is believing if something feels uncomfortable, it must be wrong. But that's not always true. My nervous system does not always know the difference between something that is genuinely unsafe and something that is unfamiliar, and something that is simply requiring growth. My body's designed to protect me. It looks for patterns, it looks for predictability, it likes what it already understands. This is why old behavior can feel strangely comfortable even when they are painful. A person who constantly overgives may feel uncomfortable receiving. A person who avoids conflict may feel uncomfortable expressing their truth. A person who has always put themselves last may feel selfish when they finally prioritize themselves. Now, the discomfort does not necessarily mean I'm making the wrong choice. Sometimes it means I am making a new choice and my body hasn't caught up yet. So the comfort zone is built from old identity. My comfort zone is not just about routines. It's built from my identity. It's built from the belief I have collected about who I am and what is possible for me. So, for example, I'm not confident. I'm not someone who takes risks. I am too old to start again. I'm not spiritual enough. I'm not ready yet. Now, these statements become energetic boundaries. They become invisible walls around my life. And every time I stay inside those walls, I reinforce the identity that created them. This is why transformation is not just about changing what I do. It's about changing who I believe I am. Because my behaviors will always try to match my identity. If I identify as someone who avoids discomfort, I will constantly look for reasons to stay comfortable. If I identify as someone who trusts myself, I will be looking for opportunities to grow. All right, so how does comfort actually disguise itself? Comfort does not always look like laziness. Sometimes comfort looks productive. Sometimes it looks like preparation. I research endlessly. I plan endlessly. I take more courses. I gather more information. I wait until I feel completely confident. But confidence rarely comes before action. Confidence is created through action. I build confidence by showing myself that I can do this, I can handle this, I can recover from this, I can trust myself. Confidence is not something I find, it's something I build. The nervous system loves familiarity. When I step outside that comfort zone, my body may respond. I may feel anxiety, resistance, fear, uncertainty, physical tension, the urge to retreat. Now, this does not mean I'm failing. It means my nervous system is experiencing something new. Now, the question becomes, can I stay connected to myself while experiencing discomfort? This is where body-soul integration becomes important, because growth is not about forcing myself forward while ignoring my body. That is another form of disconnection. Growth is about learning how to expand my capacity while staying grounded. I'm teaching my body I can experience challenge and still be safe. I can feel discomfort and still move forward. I can honor my emotions without letting them control every decision. Now, controlled discomfort. Now, this is the path between avoidance and overwhelm. There is a difference between controlling discomfort and forcing myself beyond my limits. Growth does not require me to constantly push, struggle, or suffer. The goal is expansion. Now, controlled discomfort means choosing intentional challenges that stretch me without overwhelming me. It's like building a muscle. I do not walk into a gym and lift the heaviest weight immediately. I start with something manageable. I create capacity and then I increase the challenge. My emotional and energetic growth works the same way. Controlled discomfort might look like speaking my truth in a conversation instead of staying silent, setting a boundary instead of automatically saying yes, trying something new where I might not be perfect, sharing my ideas before they can feel completely polished, allowing myself to be seen, asking for support instead of proving I can do everything alone, taking one small action towards the dream I keep postponing. Now, these moments may feel small, but energetically they are powerful, because every time I choose growth over comfort, I create new evidence about myself. My old identity has years of evidence supporting it. If I have spent decades avoiding risk, my mind has collected proof. See, I always stay safe. See, I never try. See, this is just who I am. But every new action creates new evidence. Every time I choose courage, I strengthen courage. Every time I choose self-respect, I strengthen self-respect. Every time I honor my soul's guidance instead of my fear, I strengthen my connection to my deeper self. Transformation happens through repetition. I can't say that enough. Transformation happens through repetition. Small choices become new patterns. New patterns become new identity. So here's a practical exercise about finding my comfort pattern. So I want you to ask yourself, where am I choosing comfort over growth right now? What conversation am I avoiding? What action am I delaying? What part of myself am I keeping hidden because it feels safer? Now ask, what's one small, uncomfortable action I can take this week that moves me towards the person I want to become? Not the biggest action, not the most overwhelming action, the next aligned action, the one that stretches me just enough. The soul does not grow through staying the same. My soul is always expanding, and so is yours. It is always inviting us to deepen our awareness, create greater authenticity and more aligned expressions of who I truly am. But my human self often wants certainty first. My ego wants guarantees. My nervous system wants proof. Growth asks me to move before I have all of the answers. And this is where trust develops, not by waiting until I feel fearless, but by learning that I can move forward whilst fear is still present. Comfort has a place. Rest has a place. Safety has a place. I'm not talking about constantly pushing myself or ignoring my needs. True growth includes compassion, but there is a difference between honoring myself and hiding from myself. There is a difference between resting and retreating. There is a difference between waiting for the right time and avoiding the next step. The question is not how do I eliminate discomfort? The question is, can I become the person who knows how to walk through discomfort while staying connected to myself? Because every time I choose controlled discomfort, I build resilience. I build self-trust. I expand my capacity and I create a new relationship between my body, my emotions, my mind, and my soul. The life I want is usually waiting on the other side of things I keep avoiding. So ask yourself, what's one small discomfort I'm willing to choose today that my future self will thank me for? That is where transformation begins. And I'll catch you on the next video.